Beautiful. That took me straight to my center. Thank you to Rana Yellow Robe and Bruce Witham. They've been musical partners for 15 years this week, and happy anniversary. Rana has been named Flutist of the Year for 3 years in a row by the Native American Music Awards. And you can hear Bruce and Rana at Lakewold Gardens for a winter solstice event on the 21st. And it's very special, music to the lights, so the lights will be moving with the music. Should be a very special evening, so look that up. And if you'd like to purchase a CD, you can contact Rana on her email through her website. So welcome to the light and love that is Unity of South Sound. My name is Anita Landry, and it's my joy to welcome you here this morning. If you have any questions, concerns, or joys to share, you can contact our office during business hours or visit our website at unityofsouthsound.org. At this time, we also invite you to put your cell phone on silent. And now we invite you to relax, reconnect, and center in the truth of who we are. Will you please join me in saying our opening affirmation? There is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe, God the good, omnipotence. Our mission statement, present and centered. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just so present and centered. Together, inspired by the divine, as an inclusive spiritual community, we explore and express our highest potential. Our vision statement, present and centered in divine love, we co-create a peaceful and awakened world. And our core values, we are love, joy, abundance, spirit guided. And now Reverend Megan will light our unity candle and our Advent candle and lead us in an opening prayer.
So today we begin the journey into Christmas, as you noticed. And it's just time to really take this deep breath of going into discovering a deeper meaning. But I want to just welcome Amy back. So those that are online, we knew her health and wholeness was coming back into alignment, and we know everyone online will have a much higher vibrational experience today. But we're grateful for all the people and the staff that we have that step in to support us when unexpected things happen. And today we just want to honor Heidi Maloney, who is taking a well-deserved week off and sending her some love in that her stepfather passed away a week ago, and so her family is on a journey of grief, and we just, anybody that is challenged in this time, just to know that we're holding you in our hearts and vibrationally lifting you up for the comfort and the peace that we all seek to support us in whatever life challenges us with. So I'm going to light our light that reminds us of the light that we are, but also our Advent candle. This is a two-handed one there, okay. And as we light the candle of faith, I invite you just to hold this thought in mind as we just take a moment within. I follow the star in faith as I awaken to the light within. Affirm that in your mind. I follow the star in faith as I awaken to the light within. And we hold that intention for ourselves, for each other, for Unity of South Sound, and for all humanity, that wherever we are, through a new awareness, we see the star and we follow it in faith, knowing it is guiding us to a rebirth and the awakening of the Christ within us. And with a deep sense of appreciation and gratitude for that is available to us in and through and as us every day we take a breath. We simply say, Amen, and so it is.
I invite you, if you're able, to stand and join with our song leader, Joey Sandal-Hill, in singing our congregational songs.
We three kings of Orient are, bearing gifts we traverse afar, field and fountain, moor and mountain, following yonder star. Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to our perfect light. Born a king on Bethlehem's plain, gold I bring to crown him again, King forever, ceasing never over us all to reign. Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. Glorious now behold him arise, King and God and sacrifice. Alleluia, alleluia, earth to heaven replies. Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star of royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light.
Now is the time in our service when we get to greet each other with a namaste greeting. If you feel comfortable, you can give an elbow bump. Otherwise, we invite you to place your hands together and say namaste. I behold the divinity you are. Namaste.
Right. If we all want to come back together and join us in the next song. Said the night wind to the little lamb, do see what I see? Way up in the sky, little lamb, do you see what I see? A star, dancing in the night with a tail as big as a kite, with a tail as big as a kite. Said the little lamb to the shepherd boy, do you hear what I hear? Ringing through the sky, shepherd boy, do you hear what I hear? A song, high above the trees, with a voice as big as the sea, with a voice as big as the sea. Said the shepherd boy to the mighty king, do you know what I know? In your palace warm, mighty king, do you know what I know? A child shivers in the cold. Let us bring him silver and gold. Let us bring him silver and gold. Said the king to the people everywhere, listen to what I say. Pray for peace, people everywhere. Listen to what I say. The child, sleeping in the night, he will bring us goodness and light. He will bring us goodness and light.
The inspirational reading this morning is from the Daily Word. The words for today are hope and faith. Hope dawns within me and leads me to deepen in faith. As the Advent season begins, I say no to pessimistic and hopeless notions that may have crept into my thinking, dimming my hope and weighing on my heart and mind. Today I say yes to goodness and positivity. I feel a sense of renewed hope dawning within me, a promise that something wonderful is on its way. In these moments, I feel my faith reborn. I reaffirm my belief that no earthly condition, no worldly circumstance is greater than spirit. This is where I place my faith, in the power, presence, love, and grace of God. As I call upon these divine attributes within myself, I perceive them more readily in others. I grow in faith that together we have the power to create the world of our highest imaginings. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace in believing, so that you may abound in hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. Romans 15:13. And now Reverend Megan will lead us in a time of meditation.
As we prepare for that journey within, I invite you to be comfortable in your seats, to put aside anything that may be a distraction, and just remember to be in that place of awareness as we breathe in the journey within. I thought I would lead you into meditation with musical version of the prayer for protection. So if you're feeling like you get it and want to join me, please do. The light of God surrounds me, the love of God enfolds me, the power of God protects me, the presence of God watches over me wherever I am, wherever I am, wherever I am. God is. I am the light of God. I am the love of God. I am the power of God. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, wherever I am, wherever I am, God is. And so we take a breath and allow the vibration of our prayer bowl to take us deeper and deeper into that inner sanctuary of our heart space, the infinite intelligence of who we are. Breathe it in. And we gently let go of the physical world around us. And gently breathe into that inner place, to the inner wisdom, the inner vision, and where we know and experience the truth of who we are. Taking in another breath, allowing yourself to go deeper yet. And as you exhale, consciously, intentionally, let go of anything and everything that is not serving your wholeness, that is not aligning with your divine nature, that no longer serves who you are. So we gently surrender into our breath, allowing it to lift us, to fill us, to animate who we are. And within the sanctuary of our mind, where we know and experience the truth, we're safe, protected, and we have access to anything and everything we could ever possibly need. Just begin to notice around you as you lift your eyes up to a star that is beginning to become brighter and brighter, and it catches your attention. The brilliance of the star takes you in, and somewhere deep inside of you, you are stirred. Because you know that this star is especially for you. And intuitively you know, if I follow this star, it It will lead me to awaken to the truth of who I am in a way that I've never experienced before. And so I breathe in the courage and I stand in faith, knowing that as I begin a journey to follow this amazing, brilliant star, I am truly following the light within me. And I know wherever it leads me, it takes me to greater good. So I begin, one step at a time, on my journey into awakening. In the silence, I just bask in the star. And I breathe in the light, and I feel it stirring me. And as I come back into the physical moment in time, I continue to be present to the stirring that is happening within me. And in faith, I follow the star, the light from within me. And in gratitude, I open my eyes, empowered and ready to continue this journey to whatever it leads, because it will be good. And so it is. Amen.
So that first song that you heard was called Sunday's Child, that we played for you. And I love that because when we were trying to decide what we wanted to name that album, I thought, well, I was born on a Sunday, and then I found out, like, I looked at my day of sobriety. I got sober on a Sunday 24 and a half years ago, yeah. And then I found out Bruce was also born on a Sunday, so it was just inevitable to call it Sunday's Child. But we're going to play a song for you called When Will I? And yeah.
When will I ever see things have a way of working out? When will I ever be free loves me the way I am. Oh Lord, I pray to you. Give me the faith to make it through. I see a lonely sparrow fly, yeah, and I wonder when will I, and I wonder when will I. When will I?
Thank you.
Beautiful. It was such a blessing that we got to have Rana and Bruce back to back. For those of you that were here for our celebration, our 50th anniversary party after service last week, they blessed us with a little mini concert. And I did want to also acknowledge everyone that made that celebration, this time together to honor and celebrate Unity of South Sound, made it just an amazing day. The team, the artists, the artistry team that created the beautiful paintings and the inspirational centerpieces, and just putting it all together, and those that scrubbed the floors and the kitchen and made it all brilliant and bright for us. I just want to thank each of you, because collectively you made such a difference and we felt it. It was a joy. So here we are, the whirlwind last month of the year. And you know, my intention is for us to really find the deeper meaning, the sacredness in this Christmas experience. And I remember a part from a Dr. Seuss story that we're all familiar with, that I think is something worth considering as we begin our Christmas season. And the Grinch and his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow stood puzzling and puzzling. How could this be so? It came without ribbons, it came without packages, boxes, or bags, and he puzzled and puzzled till his puzzler was sore. And then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. What if Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store? What if Christmas perhaps means a little bit more? That was a very metaphysical line. So how, we get so caught up in the frenzy of Christmas shopping, the presents, the wrapping, the decorating, the baking, et cetera, don't we? I mean, we just get pulled into it. And look at the retail Black Friday craziness in our country. How many we're out there in that insanity on Friday? We just get so embroiled in it. But is that really what Christmas is all about? Have we lost our minds? Somewhere. Or, like the Grinch sudden awareness, does it mean a little bit more than all of that? So, the true meaning of Christmas has nothing to do really with the outer wrappings, and everything to do with gratitude for realizing the gift Christmas offers us within the year, and how we can use that to set into motion a new understanding of who we are and take it to a deeper level. So gratitude, as we shared last Sunday, is an important attribute to naturally express, and we must realize the gift in and of itself on our own. No one can tell us what it is for us. And there is a gift in Christmas being offered to us each and every day. It's not just a day in the week in December. It's not just the month of December, but Christmas is being offered to us each day as we choose to see the light guiding us through life. And perhaps what the Grinch was beginning to realize, and like the star the wise ones followed to Bethlehem and the traditional Christmas story most of us have grown up with. Now, I want to remind you, and I might burst some of your bubbles, but Jesus was not born on December 25th. Just so you know, most likely it was April when the lambs were born, because there were lambs in the story, and they wouldn't be born in the winter time. But it's interesting that many other messiahs have the same birth facts. And so there's this myth that's created around the supporting facts to offer humanity a spiritual path, a path to realizing who we are and to begin this great journey of awakening, very much like the idea of living from our soul that I talked about last week. So our journey to awakening to the Christ was foretold in the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 2, where it said, "The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who dwelt in the land of deep darkness, on them has light shined." So there's hope for all of us. The wise men saw the light and they followed the star to see the Christ child. We've all heard the story, right? So I want to read this story from the book of Matthew. I brought the Bible in today just to share with you, but I had to put it in large print. But, just to get a sense of this story. In the time of King Herod, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, the Magi from the east came to Jerusalem asking, "Where is the child who has been born King of the Jews? For we observed his star in the east and have come to pay him homage." When King Herod heard this, he was frightened, and all Jerusalem with him. And calling together all the chief priests and the scribes of the people, he inquired of them where the Messiah was to be born. And they told him, "In Bethlehem of Judea, for so it has been written by the prophets." Well, then Herod secretly called for the Magi and learned from them the exact time when the star had appeared. And then he sent them to Bethlehem, saying, "Go and search diligently for the child. And when you have found him, bring me word so that I may go and pay him homage." Right. So when they heard the king, they set out, and there ahead of them went the star that they had seen in the east, until it stopped over the place where the child was. And when they saw that the star had stopped, they were overwhelmed with joy. On entering the house, they saw the child with Mary, his mother, and they knelt down and paid him homage. And then, opening their treasure chests, they offered him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh, gifts of great value in their time. And having been warned in a dream not to return to Herod, they left for their own country by another road. What does this story mean for us? It's interesting historically, there's very little known about these wise ones. I call them wise ones, because we don't really know how many there were or if they were even all men. Just saying. And really, where do they come from? There's this reference that there was more than one, but it doesn't say 3 of them. So we create stories. We fill in the gaps, right, to make the story make sense. Probably they were from Persia, probably from somewhere near the ancient site of Babylon, and most likely they were the priestly caste of the Zoroastrianism religion, who in a part of their religion was about studying the stars. They were astrologers, which at that time was considered a highly regarded science. Interesting to take that into note. So, they were well prepared to understand the meaning of the star when it appeared. And so, metaphysically, they represent this journey. The journey of the wise ones is a journey that we're all offered to take into our awakening of the Christ within. That's important to recognize. It suggests that we ask ourselves, are we willing to follow a different path, to follow the star that leads us to our inner Christ light? Maybe not the one we've been on. and is very different from the outer light in the world around us. We talked about that in the Creative Life series, when we learned about the significance of the light within. And it's the light within, not the light outside of us, that we need to be paying attention to. So as we explored, it really was like setting us up for this journey that we're talking about for Christmas. As we enter into this Christmas season, we're stirred to awaken to the true meaning of the Christmas story if we're open to explore it. And how does it apply to our lives today? We begin the journey of the wise ones from the east who were drawn to find the Christ child by the light of the Star of Bethlehem. This is the hope of the first week in Advent, where our faith, which is that taking it to a more empowered place beyond hope, our faith draws us into the journey of awakening, to stepping out into an unknown path, out of our comfort zone, but trusting that this brilliant light is leading us to something relevant and important and significant. So metaphysically, this incident symbolizes the coming forth into the conscious mind, the rich soul memories that have been dormant in the deeper levels of our soul. And they're stirred now by a great spiritual revelation. It is considered our mystical trip to Bethlehem, as referred to by Reverend Hypatia Hasbrook in her book, The Trip to Bethlehem, The Return to the Birthplace of Our Higher Self. It's the only book that I know that exists that talks about the metaphysical interpretation of the story and how we can really understand the richness of its relevance to us. So these soul memories that are being stirred bring blessings of powers and abilities to our awakened spiritual awareness. There's gifts that come with this awakening process, and they're represented by the gifts, the wise one, who represent the accumulated inner wisdom of the ages. That's why they're called the wise ones. The accumulated inner wisdom of the ages, and they present these gifts to the awakening Christ child, which is the deeper meaning of Christmas begins to be revealed in that process. So it is said the wise ones come from the east, which spiritually, the spiritual symbology of that always means within. So when a reference to the east is that it's a journey within, it's something from within. And presented gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh to the Christ child, which are symbolical of the inner resources that are available, that are open to the Christ child. Charles Fillmore, co-founder of the Unity Movement, said, "They must be the stored up deeds and thoughts of previous incarnations that wisdom within, the wise ones, carefully guard and keep and gives to the soul as an inheritance." So it's guarding the wisdom. It knows the truth. And it's giving these gifts because they are inherently our inheritance of something significant and meaningful to our awakening. He says, thus, no good thought or deed is ever lost in the divine economy. Interesting term. You know, it's not lost in infinite mind, where the infinite possibilities of everything exists. Charles further says, as long as we remain governed by the physical material self, which we are very tempted by, right? The wisdom of our true spiritual self must remain far off and out of view, buried deep within our soul. For so long we have been completely unaware of these hidden powers of godness within our being. And as the Christ child is born, these powers can and do come forth. So the awakening, the awareness, this is a rebirth experience that we have each year. We come to realize the truth of our being. These wise ones, the power of our spiritual self, they come as further evidence, bringing gifts of the great spiritual resources that have always been within us. It's not like something is from the outside all of a sudden is offered. It's going deep enough to awaken to what is already there. And the wise ones represent that awakening presence. So these newly discovered truths about ourselves represent the gifts of great value that are the gold. which shows you the richness of your spiritual nature. Of frankincense, which shows you the beauty of your true nature. And of myrrh, which reveals the eternal perfection of your life as a divine expression of God, our source. Remember, when we refer to God, it's just a name of the vibrational energy that is the source of our life, the source of our beingness. So do you feel the stirring? Already, it's like from Thanksgiving, it's like there's this shift in the energy in the air. Do you feel that stirring? Know the wise ones are you, and they are representing your journey within. When something stirs an inner wise one, or the Magi, which was a name that was given to them that comes from a Greek term magos, and it's interesting that ultimately that name Magi came to be referred to as magic. So interesting source for that. But as we begin, our wise ones are stirred to take this mystical trip. Our journey then begins when we have the awareness. The light gradually reveals the truth about who we are, and we move in consciousness. That's this shifting, this stirring. We move in consciousness from that murky notion of ourselves as mortal, as limited creatures from one another and from our source that we call God, toward the bright view of ourselves as eternal, unlimited spiritual beings, inseparably united with one another. Our divinity connects us with each other and with our divine nature, the Godness, our source within. The stirring is reminding us of that. So regardless of where we think we are on our road to Bethlehem, and Bethlehem, it's interesting, why it's significant is because it's at a higher elevation than everything else that was in the Middle East. And so the journey is you have to climb up in elevation, which is lifting your awareness to truth, because we can't see it down in the valley, right? So it's very significant that we're traveling to Bethlehem. And we benefit then from contemplation on this star, for it stimulates our intuition and it reveals to us where we really are on our journey to awakening. Following the star leads us in the direction of greater awareness of truth. Isn't that what we know we really want to seek and connect with and align with? Greater revelation of our true potential? So it offers us hope of something better, some hope of something more than maybe what we've settled for. Hope of the potential of who we really are, to really claim it for ourselves. And that allows us to direct our faith toward the truth that we are spiritual beings, and we just forgot. That's why we have to reawaken to it. We need a reminder, and every year if we take our journey, we can go to a deeper place of awareness. Maybe we sustain it a little bit longer into next year than we did the year before, right? So it's also serves for our benefit and the realization of the kingdom of God, which is literally just the inner realm, our inner spiritual realm, where we can live in infinite mind. But we have to be aware of Herod on the trip. He does represent something important for us. Like the wise ones who were warned in a dream to not reveal the place where the babe Jesus could be found, for Herod would destroy him, Herod symbolizes selfish egotism within us. And as human beings, we do have that potential tendency within us, and we can get caught up in it. So selfish egotism does not want spiritual awareness to grow and expand within us, for that would terminate their days of dominance over us. So there's this internal struggle that goes on with our human self that's attached to the physical world and all that it represents, and the internal wisdom that is more empowering, that is saying, follow the star, it's time to awaken, let go of your attachment to that. Be willing to take another path. So the soul wisdom, the wise ones, prevent that egotism from taking over. That's why they're relevant within us. We must move beyond our tendencies toward old habits and reactions or events, which can then delay our trip. It doesn't prevent the trip, it just delays it. So we just kind of get stuck somewhere where we really don't want to be hanging out for a while. So just know that. We can begin the trip again at any time when we realign with the wise ones who are focusing on the star that is leading us to our awakening. So there is this awareness of a higher consciousness and a spiritual revelation that is happening in our journey. The journey into our inner self and the discovery of the Christ child within us, this pureness of our divine nature. So following this star, we're guided away from Herod and that which would delay us, and our focus on the outer world distractions. We are so easily distracted, are we not? Thus, the frenzied Christmas shopping stuff. So, and all of the Grinch thought Christmas was about, thinking if he took away the outer packaging, we would suffer. And in truth, if we judge Christmas only by the outside, we're likely to be disappointed somehow, because we're missing the sacred experience of the story. So the real Christmas is truly an inside job. It's not about what's happening on the outer world. In other words, to catch the true spirit of Christmas, there has to be a heartfelt response, an acknowledgement of the light, a desire to give of who and what we are without expectation. Isn't that what happened when the Grinch's heart grew? He had a heartfelt response and he got giddy with giving away. It's all he wanted to do instead of hoarding. There's this transformational awakening that happens. So spiritually, Christmas is a wonderful period of what may be considered a necessary defrosting. This comes from Hypatia Hasbrook's book. Christmas is a wonderful period of what may be considered necessary defrosting of the chill that sometimes grips our hearts. You saw that happen with the Grinch. That's Herod's desire to destroy us or distract us from our true self, because it's a threat. So let us remember then that Christmas really is not a date. It is a state of mind, a transformation of consciousness, a shift to a renewed state of being. So are we open to allowing that transformation to happen? That's the question you want to ask yourself now. You know, one of my favorite parts of Christmas comes from the outside, but it is the lights. You know, the little lights that draw me inside, the soft glow of the lights that you may put around your window and you put on the tree. My favorite thing is just to sit in the light of the soft glow of those lights with no other lights and just allow myself to feel and experience and being drawn in. It becomes a very meditative state. And I remember that over the years, as I've just been mesmerized by being and basking in the light, I almost feel grief when I have to take the lights down. And so now I leave little bright lights on my faux ficus tree in the living room so that I always have those lights available to me if I just want to be with them, to remember that softness of the light that's ever present within me. And so when we meditate on this light, its glow brightens within us. It begins to expand. It is our inside preparation for the awakening of the Christ consciousness. The light radiates and it streams into the center of our being. And we can't see anything else. Its brilliance dispels the darkness, as was foretold in Isaiah. And we begin to see what it is that we need to see. The light reveals all that we need to know about ourselves and the route that we must travel. The light makes it all clear before us. But sometimes the light will appear only as a dim flicker in that awesome sky of your mind. But even that little dim flicker, as you recognize it and its inspiration and you allow to follow it in faith, it becomes brighter and brighter and more familiar. And that's that comfort of familiarity when we're connecting with the light that we are. The guiding light that leads you to your highest good is really God's love leading you on. That vibrational energy that is harmonious with good. And that light, it might be when we're in that, we're only seeing a dim flicker, we might see the light shining through others. It might appear in books or places to remind us, but to remember that it always, always shines in you. Always. So trust this light. Follow this light. It will not fail you or lead you astray. It may take you into unfamiliar places that can be a little scary, but they're leading you to where you need to be. We are guided and illumined by the Christmas star. It is within us every single day. So, as the story points out, we only become aware when we see the light. So when the wise ones saw the light, they were aware to follow it. But what was it that allowed them to see the light that others could not? What can we learn about their experiences to realize our own epiphany? And I think it's relevant to notice that how the Magi arrived to their epiphany, which is really this great aha, this awakened moment. There are several observations to be clear that I want to share with you. They prepared for their journey, even though they may not have realized it at the time. So first of all, they focus on studying. They knew their history. They had not merely stumbled into this monumentous event. They had searched their own past, their sacred texts. The result of the study was a readiness, or at least a willingness, to recognize the sign when it appeared. And as astrologers, they've been studying the sky. They knew the stars. They knew when something changed. That's the reason why they were considered scholars or astrologists. So we must realize the benefit of study. That's why we come together, to learn and to grow. Secondly, the scholars did not keep their noses in the books all the time. So it's not like, how many books can I read? We have to get our nose out because they knew they had to be keen observers of the world around them. They saw the star because they were observing what was happening and watching for changes and understood the meaning because of their study. So we benefit from observance of the world around us. Thirdly, the wise ones were willing to seek confirmation of what they had learned and seen. They moved in the direction to follow the sign. They took a chance to being proven wrong, but were proven right. Because we move into the unknown not sure. So how often do we second guess ourselves, even if something feels like, oh, I think maybe I should follow this. That's the fifth principle of truth in action. It's the action step. We can't demonstrate anything until we participate in its becoming. So they were willing to ask directions and guidance along the way. How many of us go, oh no, I don't want to let anybody know I don't know something. No, they have to be willing to ask the guidance. So even if they were wrong in their choice of resources, which was Herod, they still listened to their inner guidance that kept them on track. So we benefit from seeking support and guidance. That's an important observation. And finally, after seeing the child and having their hopes realized, they still remain vigilant and attentive, open to further visions and insight. Thus, they were responsive to that dream-delivered warning to go home another route. Instead of just, oh, Herod said to come back, so we'll go back and, expose ourselves to him. So we benefit from testing or checking in with ourselves along the way as we remain open and responsive to further insight and vision. This is what we learn from the wisdom that's stored within us. And know that this is not a one-time moment or experience. You don't just wake up one time. It's an ongoing process. So in reading the story of the Magi, we learn how we can enhance our spiritual journey, improve our vision, our perspective, and listen to the offered wisdom from within. Our soul wisdom that can only be recognized in the light. The light reflects the wisdom. So this is our true experience for Christmas. It takes place within our minds and our hearts as we follow our star. And once we begin this journey, as the wise ones did, just to see the face of the Messiah, we are following this journey just to know our divine self, so that we will be inspired to do what it takes to live from our Christ consciousness, to know it, to live it, to breathe it, to be it in every moment. This is an awakening of a renewal of something we already know inherently within us. For we will not have any other choice once that stirring begins to realize that our journey, our spiritual journey to Bethlehem, to our higher consciousness, happens every year, taking us deeper to more profound realizations of our inner awakening to our inner self. So it's not like, oh, I did that last year, it doesn't count this year, I don't need to, I'll just go shopping instead. No, it's an important journey that we do on a regular basis. So in closing, I want to remind you that as we're on this journey, next week, we will explore how we can live the Christmas story into our journey of awakening to that inner Christ through the Advent of Peace. There is a progressive journey which each one of these Advent significantly fits into the movement of our journey. So this week, though, I want you to be aware of your inner stirrings, to let your inner wisdom illumine your path, and consciously choose to experience Christmas from the inside. For then, like the Grinch, you will realize Christmas really means not just a bit more, but a lot more than we ever have truly known. So my wish for you is a joyous Christmas journey for each of you as we journey together, and so it is. Blessings.
Thank you, Reverend Megan. We want to thank all of you who might be joining us for the first time here in the Spire or online. Thank you for sharing your consciousness and your love with us. We have a welcome packet for you if you're here in person. It's on the back table of the sanctuary. And if it's your second time with us, welcome back. And if you've been with us for a long time now, welcome home. So to all our friends, we want to share our unity blessing. To our newcomers and live streamers, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divinity you are. And now I'd like to invite Rana and Bruce up to prepare for their next song and invite us all to prepare for our love offering. This is the time in our service when we get a chance to share of our financial blessings with this community. There are 5 easy ways to do so. You can text the word GIVE to 833-217-5435. You can visit our website at unityofsouthsound.org and click on the orange donate button on the homepage. You can call our office. You can mail it to us. And if you're here in person, there's an offering plate on the back table of the sanctuary. Whichever way we make our tithes, we hold these love offerings in our hands and hearts and affirm this together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am in perfect balance and flow with the universal tides of giving and receiving. Thank you, God.
Thank you. So this next song I want to play for you is I was sharing a little bit last week when we did the 50th anniversary dinner banquet and fellowship, and it was a song called Gratitude, and it's called Gratitude, and it was a time when Bruce had given me music. He gives me a canvas of music, and I take it home and see what I can do with it, and it was right after the day of Thanksgiving, or the Sunday after Thanksgiving. I said, well, I think I want to create a song, and so I kind of wrote it down in my, that morning, and then I still had the words sitting on top of the music stand while I played it for you. And you know, it has become a different thing. I've learned so many different things through Unity, you know, as to what, you know, Christmas is about, and the truth behind those things. And the same thing as an Indigenous woman, that Thanksgiving isn't what it meant to me a while ago, you know. And so I've learned these things, but I think the wonderful thing that I've learned is that with my father, and you know, how he had us together, and the things that we did in the preparation of being together, and the gratitude of recognizing those who aren't here, you know, that the recognition that was given in our family of how we can find that gratitude, you know, regardless of the day, and that I can take what I want from that experience and leave the rest as I'm learning and growing. So this is called Gratitude.
Today's the day I give thanks for all the things in my life, remembering the things that I'm grateful for, takes away my anger and my strife, takes away my anger and my strife. So I wanna thank you, I thank you, I thank you. Oh, I wanna thank you, I thank you, I thank you, for my life. Today's the day I give thanks for all the people in my life, remembering the ones that I'm grateful for, takes away my anger and my strife, takes away my anger and my strife. So I wanna thank you, I thank you, I thank you. Oh, I wanna thank you, I thank you, I thank you, for my life. So I wanna thank you, I thank you, I thank you. Oh, I wanna thank you, thank you, thank you for my life.
Thank you.
We have a very special blessing to share with you this morning. We would like to bless all of the recipients of our September tithes. And I'd like to invite Joey up as part of this. Unity of South Sound has a commitment to tithe 10% of all love offerings back out to our community, to trusted organizations that help us build a world that works for everyone. We hold these tithes and love offerings in our hearts and affirm this together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am in perfect balance and flow with the universal tides of giving and receiving. Thank you, God.
So one of the joys that we get to do every month is we get to share some of the thank yous from the greater community that we get from sending these tithes out. This is a lovely card that we received at the end of October. It said, "Dear beloveds, we are so very grateful to all of you at Unity of South Sound for honoring us with your tithe in September. We graciously receive this gift and hold you in the highest consciousness now and always. May you be blessed in abundance, clarity, and peace. As one in gratitude, B.A. Huffman, Ministry and Music Coordinator, Unity in the Olympics." So yes, thank you very much. Thank you.
And we have a few other announcements to share with you this morning. We'd like you to know that you can always stay up to date with our Sunday services and events by subscribing to our weekly e-newsletter. Go to the homepage and click on the newsletter sign up button. Fill out your contact info and submit. Your info will be safe on our secure site and will never be shared. And we have great news. We have a new way to donate here at Unity of South Sound. You can simply text the word GIVE to 833-217-5435 to donate directly from your device. If you're interested, take your phone out right now and save the number on your screen. It's safe, easy, and secure. And we also found out that if you set up a monthly donation directly from our Unity of South Sound Facebook page, you can donate easily with a credit card. There are no fees, and Meta, the parent company of Facebook, will match your second monthly donation up to $100 to Unity of South Sound. If we get 100 people to sign up this way and give over $100, that would equal an extra $10,000. That donate button is in the upper right corner of our Facebook page. It's all part of our intentional giving program. Unity of South Sound is holding an intentional giving pledge drive in conjunction with our Faith in Action program. We have reached $95,180 from 23 families. We will continue to receive your pledge forms through the end of the year. So please remember to fill those out. That is so helpful to our board for financial planning to have that commitment and that information. We are so grateful to those who have already made their pledge. The Circle of Friends Women's Group will be meeting to make baby quilts to give to families in need today from 1 to 5 p.m. and again tomorrow from 5 to 9 p.m. over here in Wesley Hall on the first floor. All supplies are provided. Everyone's welcome. The Children's Christmas Bazaar is also today after the service, and again next Sunday, December 4th, after the service. You'll find awesome gifts, homemade treats, and some great Christmas ideas at our annual bazaar. And all proceeds will benefit our youth programs. Now, after you're done shopping, you can come back into the sanctuary and help decorate our beautiful tree and join in the festive fun.
Oh, I just remembered something I wanted to let you know. Yeah, turn me on. For those of you that participated in our celebration anniversary party last Sunday after service, we asked you to fill out the What Am I Grateful For, Unity of South Sound, and filled out those little cards. So we put them on a flip chart form, and all of those are available for you to peruse in Wesley Hall also after the service. So when you go out there, just take all in the blessings and just realize all the things that people feel they're grateful for this ministry, and know that they continue to bless us as we move forward to thrive in 2023. So thank you, and each of you, for sharing your blessings with us.
And if you've ever thought about becoming a prayer chaplain, or if you're simply curious, you can join us next Sunday, December 4th, for an overview and question and answer session about the program and find out what is required. We'll be offering a series of prayer classes in January that are a requirement for becoming a chaplain. And you can also pick up this pamphlet. You can see the praying hands on the cover, and these are at the back table of the sanctuary. And now, let's welcome in our children.
I just wanted to say thank you to Ginger. Oh, I'll just talk loud until it gets on. Ginger gave the YOU this book to go through today. It was a wonderful Christmas story. Everybody enjoyed it. And please join our bazaar. There's a bunch of stuff out there. The money that we raised today helps support our teenagers and our littles to go to camp. They raise 1/3 fundraising, and that's what we're doing today. So thank you for your support.
Okay, let's no. Okay, okay. Let's bless our teens and teachers. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divinity you are. So let's stand if you're able and join Joey in singing our peace song.
joyous vow to take
light. Love of God enfolds us. I am the love. The presence of God protects us. I am the power. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever God is, I am. And all is well.